Hey everyone, Tendra here. So before I get started on what I did this week in Warcraft, I just want to say I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. With that out of the way, we had time walking going this week, and I did a ton of them. I probably did over 50 of them. My main goal was to do one on each character, just to open one slot in the vault. And I did accomplish that, and then I worked on leveling a couple of my other characters. I worked on an Alliance Death Knight, and I got him up to 68, and I worked on a Horde Hunter, and I got him up to 67. So when the next time walking rolls around, I should be able to max these guys out. That'll leave me with just one character, and that'll be my Horde Paladin. But besides messing with all the time walkings, I did make it into my normal farms, so let's take a look and see how I did. So first up, like normal, I went after the Scythe of the Unmaker. For this I have to go over to Antorus the Burning Throne, and I have to do it on Mythic because I'm after the red version. Once I got over there, I headed in and I worked my way back to Argus the Unmaker. I took him down and I got attempt number 87 on this weapon. I didn't see it drop this week, so I'll be back here next week. So with no luck on the Scythe of the Unmaker, I headed to my first mount farm, and that's the Hellfire Infernal. This drops out of Nighthold, and again I have to do it on Mythic because I'm after the red version. So once I got over there, I made sure I was set to Mythic and I headed in. Worked my way back to Gul'dan, took him down. This gave me attempt number 81 on this mount. But again, I didn't see it drop this week, so I'll be back here next week, and we'll see if I have a little better luck on it then. Next up, I went for the head of Mimiron. This is located up in the old water raid, but on my way up there I always look for the time lost Proto-Drake, and again this week I didn't see him. You would think by now dumb luck would give me a chance at seeing this guy, but after I checked for him I headed into the raid, worked my way back to Yogg-Saron and took him down. He didn't drop his mount again this week, so I'll be back here next week, and hopefully I see it then. Next up, I went after G.M.O.D. This drops in battle for Desire Lore, and I normally do this and the Glacial TideStorm at the same time, but this week my group was pretty bad, so I had to do it in two separate groups. So with the first group, we got High Tinkerer Mechatork down, and that gave me attempt number 16 on his mount, but I didn't see it drop, so this is one I'll have to come back to again next week. Now since my first group failed on Jaina Proudmoore, I had to get into a second group to actually do this. So I just went back to Group Finder and found a group that was just doing Jaina. I joined them, got in there, and we made pretty short work of her this time around. That gave me my 14th attempt on the Glacial TideStorm, but I still didn't see it drop, so it looks like I'll be doing this one again next week too. My last farm for the week took place in Operation Mechagon. Out of here I'm after the Mechagon Peacekeeper, but I do this one just a little bit different. I do this as a multi-character farm, and that's where I take 13 characters every week to the same raid or dungeon until I get the item I'm farming. So let's take a look and see how I did this week.
You will pay for this! You will pay for this! Imbecile! You will pay for this! You will pay for this!
Well, with 112 attempts on this mount, it seems like it's being a little bit of a pain. That's okay, I'll just keep at it and I'll get it sooner or later. So even though I didn't have the best of luck this week, I still did have a little luck. I did manage to get the Winter Veil saddle for the Highland Drake, and I know it's not a full-blown mount, but it's only up a couple weeks out of the year, so I'm glad I got it knocked out of the way. If you got this, let me know down in the comment. I'm just kinda curious how easy or hard it was to get. I only went up there about 6 times for it, so it didn't seem too hard for me. And just in case you're wondering, this week I'm wearing the Queensguard Warbark. This armor set was obtained from the Ardenweald Covenant, and depending on what set you wanted, would determine what you had to do. From left to right, we have the campaign set, which is pretty self-explanatory. Just do the campaign and you'll get it. Then we have the Renowned, and that's pretty simple. You just level up your Renowned with the Ardenweald Covenant, and then you can buy it. And then we have the Queen's Conservatory set. For this set you had to build a special building in your Covenant, and then interact with it until you had it maxed out. After you got it to level 5, you were allowed to buy the Queen's Conservatory set. The final set, the Winterborn, was associated with the Wild Hunt rep. Once you had that to Exalted, you could buy this set. These are all really nice looking sets, and if there's something you want to get, with a little time and effort, they shouldn't take too long. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. You can click on subscribe. Thanks for coming by and watching it. I'm going to send a hi out to my best friend, and you all take care.